Here are some of my 9 ways of getting unstuck, okay? These are what have helped me throughout my life, and it takes a certain amount of awareness to notice these things. So by me telling you these things, I hope that it triggers some sort of memory response so that you and I can see eye to eye, okay? Please don't forget to subscribe if you like these videos, and don't forget to like and comment on this video if you like anything that is being said here. Number 1. Choose only to act on the things that make you happy. It's very easy to get caught up in a sluggish, crappy mood, okay? Thinking about all of the things that you don't want to happen within your day. Have you ever thought that maybe it's those thoughts of what's going to happen that are literally determining how you're going to act throughout the day in order to support the belief that those things are going to happen? Like literally, I would find myself laying in bed thinking, oh, I can't be asked to make a YouTube video today. Then all of a sudden, I found myself not acting. And it's not just with YouTube videos, it's with a lot of things within my life that I noticed that as soon as I said I wasn't going to do something, or as soon as I believed that something negative was going to come out of a situation, I didn't want to do it, and I found myself just being stuck. But here's the cool thing, this is how I got around it, okay? Imagine if all of the things that you don't want to happen within your future actually turned out to be a great benefit towards your life. Maybe a conversation you're going to have with your boss, instead of it being negative, is actually going to turn out pretty well. Maybe seeing your old friends, they're not going to laugh at you, they're not going to pick at you, ask you questions, and then reject everything you're going to say, but maybe they're going to be into what you're saying. When you think like that, when you look at the positive to every negative situation, all of a sudden you'll find yourself moving. You'll get out of bed faster. You may groom a certain way. You may look a certain way. You may iron your clothes, get everything done throughout the entire day, which support the belief that something good is going to come of your future. And then you'll find yourself moving accordingly, acting accordingly, in order to foresee that positive outcome. Or you can choose to lay in bed and think of all the negative things, which honestly within my life have never happened. That was that breaking point for me. That was that moment of realization when I realized, hey, every negative thing that I'm thinking of right now has never and will never happen. So why am I thinking about it? Not only that, but I naturally want to feel good. So I just started to create thoughts, ideas, scenarios, which support what I want to feel, which is the feeling of, well, greatness. Just feeling, honey feeling, I like to call it, in my chest. Just feeling really good, right? And then all of a sudden, my life turned out awesome. Number 2, your life will always turn out well if it's reflective of your own thoughts. If you find yourself acting on something, doing something, which is as of a result of somebody else's thinking, then technically you're living somebody else's life, and nobody wants to do that. It feels uncomfortable, it feels crappy, it's not cool. Trends tend to get people into this state or this mode of copying and mimicking someone else's lifestyle, okay? It's not going to make you happy, it never will. This is why so many people who have so much money feel so crap at the end of the day. Or they've succeeded in all these different areas of their niche to be that number 1, and yet they're still not happy. It's because they're still not being themselves. Now, if your life, and by life I mean your hobbies, the people you keep around you, the way that you speak, the tones that you speak of your voice, if it's all reflective of your personality, no one else's, you'll feel much better throughout your day, which will align your personality to becoming a better match to ideas and thoughts of things that you need to do within your future. Then you'll act, you'll get unstuck, you'll start moving, motion will start taking place. Number 3, always take notice of the little achievements within your life, okay, the little ones. I have this rule, I always try to be better today than I was yesterday, always. It's the little things that I did yesterday which made me feel great at the end of the day. Reading, learning something new, even if it's just one little thing new. And each thing that I learn is reflective of my manifestations within the future. If I want to write a better book, if I want to be better at writing blogs, if I want to be better at making videos, I'll just learn one little thing about punctuation, one little thing about writing styles, It can be small, takes minimal effort. One little thing about how to correct lighting on cameras. One little thing about how to animate something. As long as it's little. And as you do these little things throughout the day, it will build up. And then at the end of the day, you would have achieved a lot of things. The next day, take notice of all those little achievements and then try to do more. Okay? You get excited. It's like a game. You're challenging yourself. And that's how you'll feel, well, better. That will move you out of a negative vibration, because when you're not doing these things, when you're not achieving anything, you feel crappy. The only thing within my life and within other successful people's lives that makes them feel good is that feeling of success. Doing something, even if it's little. Don't think too big. A lot of people like to say think big. That's overwhelming. Okay, don't think too big. Go small. Go with what you know you can achieve, and then just keep adding to that pile. And then eventually you'll have this big thing behind you. Okay? That actually moves into my next point, which is number 4. Don't overwhelm yourself. If you're sat there and you're thinking about all the things you need to do, very much like holding so much weight, it's going to pin you down into one spot. You're not going to move. You're going to get stuck. Micromanage your time and your tasks in order to achieve little things throughout the day until eventually, like I said, you've got this big heaping pile of success behind you. Okay, for all to see, including yourself, your friends and family. Number 5, don't try to be the same person you were yesterday. Now, this isn't to be confused with the amount of achievements you did yesterday. No, this is to deal with your emotional state. Don't think, I felt great yesterday, how can I get that back now? You feel bad because something was triggered, something came up, something you need to deal with. The reason as to why you were better today than you was yesterday, if you're into self-development, is because you thought through those things that came up. And that made you better because of it. Notice that, and then work on whatever's bothering you today so that you don't have to carry it into tomorrow. And then you'll find yourself in tomorrow being better than you were yesterday, emotionally, mentally, and even psychologically. Number 6, channel the tools necessary for success. Now, this can range from clothing, hat wear, accessories, even food, because what you're doing here is you're channeling memories of the past where you were in certain headspaces. Okay? I like to leave things lying around which are conducive of productivity. So maybe my laptop will be open all the time on one page that I've been working on. And then because it's there, because it's already up, I can just go to it and start carrying on. Okay, maybe my furniture will be literally positioned in a certain way because the last time it was like that, I sat down and I started working on something, right? People say it's like OCD. It's not. You're just positioning things. It's like you're creating some sort of grid, a visual grid, a pattern within your environment which triggers emotional response. Your memories, changes the way you think and feel so that you're more aligned to productivity or to being better. So you're setting yourself up for success. Now, if you do the opposite, if you leave garbage lying around from moments where you were binge eating and just wasting your time watching TV, the next day you'll see your garbage, you'll instantly be lowered into that same headspace, that same vibration, that same state of being. If you notice yourself spiraling, clean up your environment. Number 7, accept where you are, accept where you've been, and accept the fact that you've previously gotten out of it within the past alive. Okay? Where you are right now, the mindset that you're in, the emotional mindset that you're in even, or even where you are within your life is a direct result of your habits. Specifically the habit to look forward within the future or to dwell on the past. If you're dwelling on the past, then you're going to be channeling a past problem into the now. So you accept the fact that you're dealing with this problem right now, you accept the fact that you had to deal with it within the past, and then you notice the fact that there's this gap in between. There was this moment where you came out of that issue within the past, and then things got better. So if you're in that same issue right now that you was in within the past, notice the fact that you got out alive. And that what you're going through right now is only temporary, because naturally, like you've probably heard before, the only constant is change. You'll always come out of a situation, then come back into it and come out of it. And each time you'll have a chance to look at it differently, which then changes the possibility of you falling down within the future. Which then gets me to my next point. Number 8. You can literally sit there like this, and you can think about all of the ups and downs you've had within your life. And just by noticing the fact that you've most likely had more ups than downs, that will allow you to foresee your potential future. Now, if you've had more ups than downs, your future's looking pretty bright. That will give you permission to feel okay, less stressed within the now, which then will lead you into a better future, because the more stressed you are, the more you're a match of negative thoughts, which means you'll carry negative habits into the future, creating negative scenarios. But if you're less stressed now, you feel better, you'll do better things the next day, you'll create a brighter future. And lastly, but by no means the least, number 9, too many hands will pull you into different directions to the point where you're just still remaining in the same place. You're still stuck. So it's important to know when you're getting too much help, take a breather, take your time, and cup the dirt out yourself in order to get unstuck. I'm Ryan James Cropper. This has been Your Potential. I hope all this information helps. If you want to get in touch with me, check out my website, ryancropper.com. Subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a like and comment below if you have other ways of getting unstuck. And I'll speak to you guys pretty soon. Peace.